I'm live. I'm live. Hello. Hello. Bloody hell. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. We really do. We really, really do. God damn, do we have a lot to talk about. Damn. Ah, let's just wait for a few people to get in here. So yeah. Hi Luke, what's going on? Hi everyone. What is going on? Hi Ross, how we doing? What do we think to that? What do we think to that? Holy crap, guys. What do we think? Tell me. Holy crap. What do we think to that? What do we think to that? Yo, cool man, how are we doing? What do we think to that? That was insane. Oh my god. Oh, what do we think? How was that? Finally, some good freaking food from PlayStation Showcase. Yeah, we sat through the whole showcase to basically just get the Spider-Man trailer. I think that's what most people were doing. But holy crap, how good was that? That was epic. Yeah, it was epic. Says Symbiotic Trev. Yeah, that was really good. That was really, really good. So in this stream, what we're going to do is we're going to break down the trailer. This is just a little introduction here. Then we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down. And then, yeah. In my live, I was literally on my phone the whole showcase until Spider-Man came. It went crazy. Yeah, it did. It went crazy. Friend sent me the PlayStation Showcase live, and I think I've seen too much of the Spider-Man 2 trailer. It looks incredible. It does look incredible. What do you think? Like, what is your thought? Right, okay, so first of all, what are your thoughts on the symbiote suit? What are you guys' thoughts on the symbiote suit? How are we feeling about that? How are we feeling about that? Spider-Man 3 symbiote suit? Well, we'll talk about that. That was peak gaming, says Jaden. Damn right it was. That was so cool. What do we think about they really took the PS5 to the next level? Yeah, man. I'm so excited. What do we think about the what do we think about the symbiote suit though? What do we think about the symbiote suit? I thought it was one big cutscene. Yeah, it was the graphics were insane. Yeah, the symbiote suit. What are we thinking about the symbiote suit, by the way? Bully Lowenthal, says Thornton. Yeah, it was Bully Lowenthal. It was Bully Lowenthal. Amazing, says Ignited. I think we're getting a glimpse of the MCU symbiote suit. It did look kind of similar to the concept for the symbiote suit in the MCU. Craven, Craven the Last Hunt comic storyline adaptation. It looks like they might be going down that road. It kind of looks like what I imagine Tom Holland's symbiote suit looking like in the new MCU Spider-Man trilogy when Peter gets the symbiote. Yeah. Okay, so I thought this as well. So it kind of looks like so basically I'm gonna have to do the break. I've just realized I've started streaming from my webcam. I did not prepare for this at all. I'm gonna have to show you stuff on my phone to make this work. Hold on one sec. Let me just get the symbiote suit up from the MCU on my phone, and I'll show you guys what I mean. So yeah, this looks incredibly similar. That looks incredibly similar. Ignore my Twitter notifications. It's just they're going to be popping off because the game's just been announced. But look at that, right? That looks incredibly similar to the suit from the gameplay there. That's the one. And it looks incredibly similar. So yeah. Please tell me I'm not the only one freaking out about the double stealth takedown. Yeah, that was really cool. Thornton says goosebumps all the way through. His angry arc has me hyped. I can't believe the lizard is that big, says Jaden. Yeah, the lizard is huge. The lizard is huge. I just watched your video on pre-writing Spider-Man 2 and how did you know the plot? Well, the thing is, I think I just put story details together. So we'll get into that, okay? So we're going to be breaking down three things. We're going to be breaking down the story. We're going to be breaking down the gameplay mechanics, and we're also going to be breaking down the world, right? And there's 3 things I want to cover in this little stream, this little breakdown here, right? So first of all, what do you guys think about the story? So coming back to what King Jackson has just mentioned about my pre-write, my idea of what the story was going to be was they were going to include Lizard, and then Craven was going to hunt down the Lizard, and essentially, Norman was going to was it Norman? Yeah, so it's going to be revealed that Norman hires Craven to get the symbiote back off Spider-Man, and then yada yada yada, and then obviously we get Venom. And it looks like that. It looks like I got it pretty spot on. Most of from what we've seen in the trailer. Obviously, I definitely haven't got it spot on because there will be stuff that we don't know. But yeah, we got it pretty close. Yeah, the Lizard is huge though. Let's take a second to think about how great the Lizard and Craven look. Craven looks absolutely phenomenal, by the way. Looks absolutely phenomenal. The Lizard looks so good, it's better than the Amazing Spider-Man. Already looks great to me. Maybe the story, they stole your idea. I doubt they did, because I think they had the story already covered by the time I got to the pre-write. Sony ruined storyline, says Eddie. Why is that? I'm more hyped for Logan gameplay. Spider-Man 2 is an easy platinum. I can already see how addicting this will be. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the story. So from the looks of the trailer, it looks like we are going to be getting it looks like from what we just had, it looks like that is going to be somewhere in the middle of the game. Possibly maybe a little bit on the earlier side, but it looks like it's going to be in the middle of the game. Sort of like how when they did the raft gameplay in Spider-Man PS4, it was actually in the middle of the game, but more towards the latter half of the middle of the game, if you get what I mean. So this looks like it will also be in the middle of the game. And I think that this is going to be when things start boiling over between Miles and Peter, because you notice that Miles is starting to notice that Peter's a bit off. He's now surprised he's got this new suit, and this is going to be the beginning of the symbiote story in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Now, before this, I reckon we're going to have a few hours, if not maybe 4, 5, 6 hours of gameplay before this, which is probably going to be just Peter and Miles just doing their thing, right? And then the Lizard is going to come, and then Peter's going to have a bunch of stuff going on with Norman, and a bunch of stuff going on about Doc Connors. And then essentially what I think is going to happen is, somehow, because of Peter trying to investigate this Doc Connors Lizard case, he's somehow going to inherit the symbiote, right? And obviously then Peter's going to find out that Harry is dying, probably through the likes of MJ missions, potentially. And then we're going to realize that Doc Connors is the only one who can save Harry. And that is how we get to this point, where Peter then uses the symbiote to try and fight the Lizard, essentially. And it looks like that's where we're at. In terms of Miles' story, I didn't really get a lot of details from that gameplay in terms of Miles' story. I don't know what they're going to do there, but I do think it will be interesting to see how these handled. They showed the majority of the gameplay was from Miles' perspective, by the way. And I thought that was a really nice touch, showing how involved Miles is actually going to be in this game, despite it being a sequel to, obviously, Peter's first game. I really like how involved Miles is in this story. And the fact that you get to switch between them during missions, that's really cool. I love that. So yeah, the story, I do think, though, they've revealed Craven, they've revealed Lizard. They haven't shown anything more about Venom. So I do think that Venom will be the final boss. I don't think people are saying it's going to be Goblin. I don't think it'll be Goblin. I think it'll be Venom, because obviously with the whole Doc Ock reveal in the first game, there was people saying that it'll be Goblin. You know, they're going to do that whole thing where they reveal the next villain. I think it'll be Venom. Let's catch up on some comments, shall we? Let's take a second to think about how great the Lizard and Craven look. Yeah, we've read these. I'm more hyped for Logan. Yeah, Spider-Man versus Spider-Man, because modern versions, both actors hurt their careers. I hope we get Norman Osborn becoming the Green Goblin in the end credits when I finish the game. Yeah, so there will probably be more Goblin stuff being set up throughout this game, and then come the end of the game, I reckon we'll probably be in Goblin territory. Do you think that this is going to deal with the multiverse? No, I think those were some stupid rumors, and I don't think they're actually going to be dealing with the multiverse. I don't think that's true. I think it will probably be just the game as it is. I don't think it'll deal with the multiverse at all. Do you think that when you beat the game, you're allowed to use the symbiote suit permanently, like a normal suit? Yeah. So I reckon when you finish the game, you'll probably unlock the ability to use the symbiote suit uh, as and when you want. I imagine when you get to the final battle, you probably won't be able to use it. But I think up until then, you'll be able to unlock different symbiote suits, and I think come the end of the game, you'll also be able to you'll be able to also unlock more symbiote suits. And I think this is really interesting because we're going to get into the gameplay mechanics in a minute, but it looks like they are taking a Web of Shadows approach, which I'm really happy with. And it looks like when you get to use the symbiote, you actually get different moves and there's different combos, and it seems like the combat is a lot different than it is when you play as normal Spider-Man or as Miles, which I'm really happy about. So we get basically very similar, but also kind of three different combat systems in the same game, essentially, which is really cool. So I'm really pleased about that. They brought back the slingshot. Yeah, that was really cool. Obviously because it's on a PS5 and the game can run smoother. You can actually probably swing faster as well because the engine can it can render in buildings faster. So that's cool. Do you think the Miles will get the symbiote? That's an interesting question, and I thought about this. I don't think so. I don't think Miles will get the symbiote just purely because I think it would kind of devalue the story for Peter a little bit if Miles got the symbiote. Rather, I think what is going to happen with Miles is I reckon Peter's going to have the symbiote, and I think Miles is going to be the voice of reason. I reckon Miles is going to be portrayed more as the hero in this game than Peter is, and I think we're going to slowly realize that. And I think we're going to definitely have a boss fight between Miles and Peter. And the boss fight is going to lead up to Peter taking the suit off. Obviously, Miles trying to teach him that you can't have this suit. It's making you bad. And then, obviously, then it's going to be Miles and Peter versus Venom when Peter gets reformed. So I don't think Miles will have a symbiote, but I think Miles will play a crucial role in the symbiote story. I just don't think he'll get it. So that's just my opinion on that. Maybe you guys think differently. I wonder, so wait, what else? Eddie says, should Venom be playable? That'd be cool. I don't think he will be. I keep seeing a lot of insane clips and international trailers for Across the Spider-Verse. There's one that shows Alfred Molina's Doc Ock. Is there? I haven't seen that one. I mean, there's been a lot of promo recently. It's so hard to keep up for Across the Spider-Verse. I've stopped watching it because I feel like they're revealing too much about the movie, like stuff that I'd like to see in the movie itself. Symbiotic Trev says, I wonder when we'll unlock the Spider-Man 3 symbiote suit. Yeah, so when it comes to the suit unlocks, I reckon we'll have the same way it worked in Miles Morales and the first game, but I reckon we'll have different suits for Peter, we'll have different suits for Miles, and then we'll have symbiote suits as well. So we'll get like the classic comic symbiote suit, like we got the vintage comic suit from the first game. We'll get like a high-tech symbiote suit. We'll get the white version of the symbiote suit. We'll probably get an anti-venom suit. We'll probably get a who knows? Maybe we'll get a Miles Morales version of the symbiote suit, just as a little add-on. We'll get the Spider-Man 3 symbiote suit, probably. We might even get the MCU one, depending if they decide to use the concept art for that. We'll get maybe the Spectacular Spider-Man symbiote suit. Who knows? We'll get a lot of versions of the symbiote suit. So yeah. Angry Peter sounds amazing. Yuri stepped back from Ben 10 and went back to being Suzuki. I've never seen that show from whatever that character's from, but yeah, Yuri Lowenthal is amazing. I want Venom Miles. That would be cool, though. I think after this game, they should make a prequel game taking place in the year 2 of Peter Parker and his life as Spider-Man. In all honesty, I think in every story, even games, they should have an origin. That would be cool. Hi, 24 Bricks. How are we doing? I think someone will die, either Peter or Harry or someone. Who will die? Who do you guys think will die? I want to know. Let me know your thoughts in the chat right now. Who do you think will die? I want to be able to design our own suit. That would be cool. I'm not too bothered if that doesn't happen because I know we're going to be getting 3 different suit selections in the same game. Like, we're going to be getting Peter, Miles, and the symbiote in the same game. Like, I think it's going to be It's going to be insane the amount of suits that are going to be in this game anyway. So I wouldn't be too mad. The gameplay was amazing, says 24 Breaks. Yeah, absolutely, it was. That was beyond amazing. Can't wait to see Marvel Spider-Man 2 after Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It's going to be beyond amazing. Yes, of course. I don't think anyone will die, says Symbiotic Trev. Dr. Connors will die, says 24 Bricks. I really doubt it's Peter. It's probably going to be Harry, says Cool Man. Wonder if Goblin is the final boss. I doubt it. I doubt it because I believe that they're going to save him for the third game. I think it's originally I theorized that maybe they would go with Goblin, but I think they won't. I think it will be Venom. I think it will be Venom. Since we got Lizard and Craven, I think it will be Venom. Yeah, I wonder Peter might die from the symbiote suit consuming him. I don't think Peter will die. Miles' mom will die, I think. Lewis, what are your thoughts on the lizard design? The lizard design is sick as hell. The lizard design is so cool. I love the fact that he has the ability to get bigger. I think that'd be a cool gameplay mechanic. The boss gets harder every time. That'd be cool. I still think Rio Morales, Harry, Dr. Connors, or MJ might die. My personal opinion is I think it'll be Harry. Because Harry was set up in the first game as such a key player, even though he wasn't a character that Peter and MJ interacted with. In the first game, Harry was built up as this key person in both of their lives. If he wasn't important to the overarching story of the whole franchise, I don't think he would have been as integral as he was in the first game. Because, as we know, he was constantly brought up by Peter and MJ. He was in loads of photos. He had his own, like thing going on. What was it? The stations or whatever they were. Harry had his own thing. So I think the fact that Harry is ill, I think that's big for Peter. And as we know, Peter knows in this gameplay. So Harry is obviously very relevant in this game for Peter's character. And I think he'll die. And I think he'll be very relevant for Norman's character as well. And I think Harry dying and Norman's failure to save Harry because Spider-Man stole the symbiote, you see what the pieces coming together now, will be the reason Norman turns to the Goblin to try to kill Spider-Man. And thus we have the Goblin-Spider-Man rivalry. There you go. Right? Makes sense. Pointing that out there, by the way, before I'm going to quote this. Someone clip this or something, or quote me. I don't know. That is what's going to happen. I'm 100% confirming it. And I'm willing to put money on the line. Either getting consumed or injured from the symbiote suit. Why would MJ die, says Coolman? She could. I mean, they've never killed MJ, really, in anything. MJ's never really been a victim. It's usually Gwen Stacy that dies. But MJ's never died. It's usually Gwen or Harry that dies in Spider-Man stuff. It's never really Gwen. Sorry, not Gwen. MJ. Either Harry or Norman will die. One of them will become the Goblin. You think Gwen Stacy will make an appearance? No, I don't think so. And Rio possibly could. I mean, for Miles's character, it just depends how integral his story is to the overarching plot. I reckon it will be probably. Or Ganky will die. I don't think Ganky will die. Who do you think will be a side villain in this game? Like Shocker was a side villain in the original game. Probably Lizard. I think probably Lizard. I don't think Lizard will be that big in the game. I think Lizard will be a big part of the first half, but then I think come to the second half, it'll be more Craven and Venom. I think Lizard. I mean, unless we're talking smaller than that, then possibly Mysterio, maybe. Cool Man, maybe because an all-out war is happening in the city and those people closest to Peter and Miles. That's true. I think Craven will be the final boss. I think it'll probably be Venom. MJ once died in Spider-Man Reign. Yeah, but I mean like generally, right? So when you think about the characters that die in Peter's life, generally, it is Harry or Gwen. It's never really MJ. MJ's died, yeah. Everyone's died in the Spider-Man comics at least once. But like it's usually Harry or Gwen, usually. Old or new villains introduced? Well, no, there's never really done one symbiote, Peter and Miles together, so who knows what Insomniac has in store. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, this is uncharted territory for Spider-Man fans, because thing is, we've never had Peter and Miles together in one game. We've never had symbiote Peter and Miles together in one game. This is going to be big. Do you think Miles and Peter and Miles will have matching suits? An example is them both having 2099 suits. Yeah, probably. I really want to see Yuri's villain arc. Yep, it's going to be cool. Can't wait to see MJ's reaction to the symbiote. Yeah, me neither. I think that's going to be a big part of the game, by the way. MJ's reaction to the symbiote, how she interacts with that. Isn't it confirmed that Peter has fought Lizard before in the first game? Yeah, so Peter has fought Lizard before. So Doc Connors has already been the Lizard, essentially, from Peter's past. I think that in the Spider-Man 3 game, we will get Gwen Stacy. We could possibly. You don't know. You don't want to know what's going to happen in the next issue. I know what's going to happen in the next issue. I've seen what's going to happen in the next issue. I'm reviewing it on. Wait, hold on a minute. Didn't the next issue come out today? Didn't the issue come out today? Did it come out today? Am I tripping? Did the last issue of Amazing Spider-Man come out today? Oh, I can't remember. June, May. Let's look at my little schedule I got going. Oh no, it comes out next Wednesday. Or it comes out this week at some point. Anyway, yeah, so Insomniac's universe has proven to be way different. I wouldn't rule anything out. Hell, Harry was instantly sick and out of commission from day one. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. This universe is completely new to us. There is a lot of stuff that is familiar. Like the game takes a lot of inspiration from Big Time and Dan Slott's run, so we can kind of match stuff up and we can kind of see where the story's going. But at the same time, Harry's ill. Norman's the mayor. We've never seen Peter and Miles in a game before. Like it's all uncharted territory for us. Hopefully we get to Gwen Stacy soon, says Cool Man. Hello, Lewis, says Daniel's World. Hello, how are we doing? Black Cat probably might come back. Her coming back in Silver Linings seemed important, but nothing happened. So maybe something with her might happen. I think the only reason she came back in Silver Lining was because I think there was potential for that character to be explored, but she wasn't a part of like the main story. But I think they wanted to do something with Black Cat, which is fair enough. Hello, Shadow, how we doing? But I think I think she'll definitely be in this game in some form, whether it's another DLC, whether it's a side quest. We saw her on that little map, by the way, when they were scanning over New York and they went to Queens. We saw Black Cat was one of the targets that Craven has. So that would be cool. Do you think Spider-Man will make a cameo in the Wolverine game? Yeah, I think there'll be some kind of reference. I don't know if it'll be a cameo, but I think there'll be a reference. I think there'll be a reference in Marvel Spider-Man 2 as well to Wolverine. I always thought Gwen already died off screen, hence Peter's own protection towards MJ in the previous game. You see, I thought that I've pondered on that theory before, and I think it's very possible. But I also think no, because I think if she did die, then I do think that it would be more relevant to, like, for example, we had references to everything, right? We had references to Sandman, who didn't get brought up, but we had references to Lizard, Mysterio. Oh, did we get Mysterio? We got references to a load of villains anyway. We got loads of references to Peter's past. We got loads of references to stuff that happened to Peter before. Nothing on Gwen. Not even as a friend, not even that he knew her. We got even a reference to Eddie Brock. But if Gwen died, there would have been a reference. At least, at the very minimum, there would have been a reference to Gwen's death. The very minimum. If not, it would have played a crucial role in Peter's character in the first game. So no, I don't think Gwen even exists at this current point in the universe. Well, I think she exists. I just don't think as a character, she hasn't existed on screen yet. But I do think she exists. I just don't think she's dead. So yeah. Venom versus Wolverine, that would be cool. Lewis, symbiote gameplay reminds me of gameplay from Web of Shadows. Web of Shadows has similar gameplay. Yes, I very much. We talked about this at the start of the stream. I very much agree with that as well. I read the prequel comic, and it seems like the house in the trailer must be Aunt May's house. At least we can swing around Queens now. Yes, so that is Aunt May's house at the start of the trailer. I very much believe so, because Craven. So yeah, Queens is going to be a part of the map, which is really good to see. But it's huge. I'm really glad we get to see another part of New York. And hopefully in the third game, we get to add Brooklyn or another borough of New York City. But yeah, that was great. That was great. Mysterio was referenced in the Halloween party. Do you think we'll see Eddie? he was a reference in the first game, but particularly, I think Harry will be Venom. I think he will be. Because I think Peter will realize that he's got to give the symbiote back to Harry. And when he does, I think Venom will happen. But then I think I do think that I do think then he will die because they have to defeat him. Because Venom's like tearing up the city. Venom's like causing havoc, right? That'd be a good way to do Symbiote City, actually. Do you think Doc Ock would make a slight cameo? He probably will at some point. She probably exists as Cool Man, but hasn't been introduced yet in any way. Yeah, I agree. Insomniac teased that Gwen is around there in the universe. Yeah, so when someone asked Insomniac, does Gwen actually exist? Because people were pondering this issue we were actually talking about. Insomniac said, well, we haven't said if she does or she doesn't. And that's how they left us. Meaning that maybe she does, and if they want to use her, they're going to do it. So I think the fact that Gwen was never referenced means they're leaving it open to use her at some point in the future. Whether that will be for Miles's character or Peter's, who knows? Equally, Gwen is used in both realms. As we know, she's very crucial in the Spider-Verse movies and to do with Miles's character, but also we know she's heavily tied to Peter's character in a lot of instances too. So whichever character they use her for, I don't know. We'll have to see. The way that Peter saves that random guy then and throws him to the ground as we dying, yeah, that was funny. So we know from the Spider-Man 2 prequel comic. Oh, I just read that. The post-credit scene will be Paul moving in with MJ. Oh my god, could you imagine? Jesus Christ. Paul is the ultimate villain of this whole franchise. Marvel Spider-Man 3, it's not a goblin, it's Paul. They're gonna pull up the goblin mask and it's gonna be Paul. It's not Norman. The ultimate twist. If Gwen did die, it wasn't Green Goblin. Yeah, exactly. And Green Goblin hasn't even happened yet, right? Green Goblin is for the future at the moment. Norman hasn't been Green Goblin. So obviously there's a big hint that maybe Gwen's story hasn't happened yet. And maybe it's happening with MJ. Who knows? Hopefully seeing new iconic moments. There was a tiny reference to Gwen's death. I feel like it's just a reference, though. If you go to the tower where Gwen died in TASM 2, it's on the same time that she died. Now, you see, that's right. So when we're talking about references, we're talking about references to Peter's past, as in we're talking about the lore in the universe, right? We're talking about references to the lore. And while that's a reference to TASM 2, that's a reference to TASM 2. That's not a reference to any kind of story detail. That's just a reference, like an actual reference. The same way that if, like, I don't know, a book number was titled 15 because Amazing Fantasy 15 was where Spider-Man was introduced. It's that kind of reference, right? It's not like a story reference. But like the fact that we go through Peter's backpacks and we find sand in a capsule, we find hints that Dr. Connors was his teacher at one point, proves that in his past, those were events that did happen. But in no way, shape, or form was there any point that said that Gwen died. That's just like a reference, right? So, like I said, it's like if a book that Peter has in one of his backpacks is like 15. That's just like a reference to Amazing Fantasy 15, for example, right? So, it's that kind of reference. But it's still a cool reference nonetheless. Gameplay looks absolutely fire. I do want normal Spidey to be out there with without the symbiote suit. Where is Sandman and Mysterio? I think this game will have a DLC. Yeah, I mean Sandman and Mysterio might be in there. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see just yet. They'll most likely age her down to Miles' age and tease Ghost Spider, just like how they tease Miles' powers in the first game. Yeah, I think if she is introduced, I think she will be Spider-Gwen. I know people don't really like that idea, but I do think she will be Spider-Gwen. What do you think of the black suit for Peter? It looks very slimy and alive. Look to it. Not sure if I'm into that or not. Yeah, so I'm on the fence. I like the design, but I'm also kind of skeptical. It looks good in some angles, but some angles it really doesn't. So I don't know. I'm happy that they showed it. Like, the thing is, I thought when we were going to be getting a trailer or gameplay, I thought personally that it was going to be really small, and I didn't think they were going to show us anything. I thought they were going to reveal Kraven, and that would be it. But no, they revealed the symbiote, which was incredible. I want Eddie as Anti-Venom. They could do that. Whom should write Spider-Man comics after Zeb Wells? Oh god, this is a question. I know we've got a Marvel Spider-Man 2 stream, but I'm just going to answer this real quick. I don't know. Just bring back bring back Nick Spencer. Just bring back Nick Spencer. I would. I'd bring back Nick Spencer. Personally. I think I'd just bring back Nick Spencer. I think his run was going fine. Yeah, it hit a little bit. It was a bit bumpy towards the end. I haven't actually read the end, but I've heard that it does get bumpy. But I think he wrote Spider-Man so much better than Zeb Wells did. Loved the suit, but wasn't keen on the eyes. That's fair enough, says Jay. I want Spider-Man 2099 or Scarlet Spiders to be in the end. I want Mysterio to appear. I swear, if the big wheel appears, this is I'm gonna laugh my head off. I don't care if it's just a cameo. I will laugh. Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe he will. Who knows? Can't wait to use the web wings. Oh, yeah, we get the web wings. So that's a new gameplay mechanic they're adding. See, this is the thing. This game had basically the impossible task of improving on the first gameplay mechanics because the swinging was fire, the combat was great. And in Miles Morales it got even better. How do you go from there? It's like, okay, web wings, surfing, team ups. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, bring Spencer back. Yeah, I think you should. I mean, right, listen. Obviously, for the sake of it, like, you know, if I wanted my dream writer to come back, you'd pick like Jerry Conway or someone like that. You'd be like, oh, Jerry Conway. But no, that's unrealistic because Jerry Conway's never gonna write. Like that's really unrealistic. Like if we're gonna be realistic about this and pick a writer who could genuinely write the book again, Nick Spencer. 100%. 100% Nick Spencer. Lewis should write the Spider-Man comics up to Seb Wells. God, I wish I could. You know what? The thing is, I thought about this. I've been thinking like the last like few weeks or so. I'm like, what do I actually want to do when I like, like when I leave university, when I'm going into the industry, what do I want to do? I don't actually know what I want to do. Then I thought, I want to write comic books. I want to write Spider-Man one day. I really want to write Spider-Man one day, whether it's a different universe, an alternate timeline of what if, or if it's the main books. I'd love to write Spider-Man. I really would. I have so many ideas that I would love to do, like original ideas that, like, I think would be cool to do for the Spider-Man comics. I'd love to do it. I actually genuinely would. This is my application, Marvel. This is my application. I've got a YouTube channel full of Spider-Man. This is my application. Anyway, moving on. What if the Fantastic Four make a cameo? They could. They could. The web wings are awesome. Surprised Peter changed his mind about the wings. Yeah, I mean, the wings were cool. The wings were cool. They got him on the symbiote suit too. Who should write Spider-Man comics after Zeb Wells? We just answered that question. Yeah. There's also going to be a slingshot mechanic. This game is going to be heat. Yeah, bro. The slingshot mechanic is going to be so good. New origin story. Chip Zdarsky would be my dream pick. Yeah, Chip Zdarsky would be good as well. I'm so excited, said Baggins. You can write Spider-Man comic books and direct new Spider-Man films. After seeing True Intentions, I realized you have a lot. I mean, obviously that was Connor, right? Connor directed True Intentions. I'd like to think though that I could write Spider-Man comic books. I really do. I mean, the thing is, I don't think I'm a terrible writer. I'm an amateur writer for sure. I think I can write some stuff though. I mean, I've written Spider-Man stuff before. Some better than others. Some stuff really bad. Okay, some stuff better, but they should do Spider-Man Origins. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they should. I mean, that'd be cool. I'd love to see I'd actually love to see a Spider-Man comic run that is a prequel to the Marvel Spider-Man game. I'd love to see that. So like the first, maybe they do a few issues per year of Spider-Man because he's been Spider-Man for 8 years, right? So every year they do a different issue or something like Spider-Man Life Story. I should write Spider-Man comics, says Daniel's World. I'm a massive Spidey fan. Fair enough. This game is just one big fan service for me. I love it. The only thing I don't like is that it's PS5 exclusive because now I have to save £700. Yep, I'm in the same boat. I don't own a PS5. To play the game and to make content for you guys, I'm gonna have to buy a PS5. So, yeah, yeah. I think we're all in that same boat because COVID happened and then the PS5 came out and everyone's like, oh, like, I need to save up big time. Who would be the illustrator? If I was to write comic books, Todd McFarlane would be my illustrator. Todd McFarlane, I have a real soft spot for Todd McFarlane. I don't know what it is, but I think Todd McFarlane is like, I just love his art. I love his art. Todd McFarlane, he would be my illustrator. And the main villain should be Kingpin. Yeah, yeah. I think Peter is going to fight Miles in this game. Yeah, exactly, right? So this is what we were saying earlier in the stream. Peter is definitely going to fight Miles. 100%. There's going to be a boss fight where Peter has to fight Miles, and Peter's going to have the symbiote. It's going to happen. I have a PS5, says Baggings. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's good. I'm glad you don't have to pay £500 for PS5. Now you've already got one. My bank account's gonna take a hit. Oh well. It's all for the good. I love Spider-Man. I'll do anything for a Spider-Man game. And I would pay £500 for it, apparently. But did you hear that? My back just cracked. But yeah. Once you have the PS5, right? That's all good. I have a PC. Is that good enough? Unfortunately, it isn't, because it won't come out on PC. It's a PS5 exclusive, unfortunately. But yeah, I can't wait. The thing is, I can't wait till it comes out on PC. One, because spoilers, and I'm in this community. Two, I need to make videos about it. Well, I want to make videos about it for you guys, because I try to keep on top of things. I mean, I could just make comic videos about the comics for like a year until it comes out, but I ain't gonna do that. I need to play it. Which 5 suits do you want to see that's not confirmed to be a Marvel Spider-Man 2? Mine is Big Time. Big Time, Fantastic Four, TASM 2, Spider-Man 2 suit, and Black and Gold suit. Well, the Big Time suit's already in Marvel Spider-Man. I think my top 5 suits are probably TASM 2, because you have to have TASM 2 in there. The Spider-Man 3 symbiote suit, I think you've got to have that. I would love the Todd McFarlane suit. I mention this every single time I make a suits video. The Todd McFarlane suit is a must-have. I just think it'd be so cool. I think you've got to have... What other suits could you have? What else is there that they haven't done already? I think we should get some original suits as well. I think that'd be cool. I think maybe we could have that that new suit that they did in the Spencer run. Everyone hated it, but I think it was cool. I think it's a cool design. I think if they just tweak it a bit, the gold one, the gold and white one with the blue on it, I think that's pretty cool. I think if they tweak it a bit, I think that could be a really cool suit. Imagine Spider-Man, Spider-Man India suit as well. Spider-Man India suit is really cool. I think the Scarlet Spider suit, the actual Scarlet Spider suit, not the hoodie one, like the other one that Ben Riley wears. What do you think of Peter's gruff voice? I think it's a little too edgy, like the suit should compromise his morals, not make him edgy immediately. I think this is going to be slightly into Peter having the suit. I think Peter's going to have the suit before he interacts with Miles again. I think this is going to be a little bit after he gets the suit. So I think it will be a bit slower. I think the movie nitpicker, I think you're cautious, and I understand that. I am too, about him jumping straight into being edgy, but I think there will be a smaller build-up, personally, from what I've seen. And that's just the way I interpret it. I think you don't have to worry. I think it's perfect. The No Way Home suit, the No Way Home suit as well. The black and gold Iron Spider. I hope that in the heist, they have a pizza party at the end, and unlike the heist, we actually see them eat. For some reason, I hate the fact that we didn't see Peter eat the pizza in the heist. They should also do Miles Morales 2. I don't know if Miles Morales is going to get another game, Here's the thing. Right, okay. Comment in the chat. Do you think Miles Morales is going to get another game? Yes or no? Do you think he will? No Way Home ending suit, the fresh start suit, my dream suit, 100%. I wonder how he gets the black suit. I think they should add No Way Home final swing suit along with Spider-Man 3 suit, TASM 2 suit, and the Civil War concept art suit. Yeah, maybe. No. I've got to go buy, says 24 bricks. So see you later, man. Probably not. I want the No Way Home suit. Seems very unlikely. Miles won't get another one. Spider-Man 2099 will. I hope he does. I hope he gets another game. I think it'd be cool to do Miles Morales 2 with Prowler as the main villain, potentially. Aaron Davis, but I don't think he will get another game. I think they'll jump straight into Marvel Spider-Man 3. I think Miles Morales was a game to set up his character, and I think going forward now, as we'll see in Marvel Spider-Man 2, I think there will be a dual game. So I think Marvel Spider-Man 2 will be like 2 or 3 times longer than the first one, but I think it will be a conjunction of a game. So it will be like a Miles and Peter game instead of just a Peter game with Miles is kind of there. I think it'll be a Peter and Miles game. And I think their stories will both run side by side. So I don't think Miles will get another game on his own. The same way I don't think Peter will get a game on his own. I think they will just run side by side in conjunction with one another. I think Marvel Spider-Man 1 setting up Peter, Spider-Man Miles Morales setting up Miles, Marvel Spider-Man 2 and 3, both of them together. I think that's the way they're going to do it. I think that's the way they'll do it. I think they'll focus all efforts on 3 after 2. I don't think they'll do a Miles Morales game. I think Spider-Man 2099 will get a game. If he does get a game, it has to be inspired by Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time. I actually have a video on my concept for a Spider-Man 2099 game. If you guys go watch it, it's on the channel at the moment. It was a while ago. It was a few years ago now, actually. But I did a video where I concepted a Spider-Man 2099 game, and I actually kind of like that idea still to this day. Yeah. They should do Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Origins, Miles Morales 2, then Spider-Man 3. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't think I'd like a game dedicated to the origin. As cool as that would be, I don't think they will do that. I think at some point we'll get a prequel comic, maybe. I don't think we'll get a game. We could do, I don't know. I think eventually the way it'll work, I think we'll get Marvel Spider-Man 2. This is games, by the way. We'll get Marvel Spider-Man 2, then we'll get Marvel Spider-Man 3, and then Peter will die in Marvel Spider-Man 3. And then we'll get a Spider-Gwen spin-off, and we possibly might get another Miles Morales game, which will probably just be Marvel Spider-Man 4 by that point. And I think that's where it'll end. I think they'll do a Spider-Gwen game at some point. I think that's something on the cards. Given how popular her character is. I want to play Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions now. Yeah, the only problem is you can't really buy it anywhere. It's off all the stores, but if you have the disc, I have the disc. Wait. Can't find it. I had it somewhere. Anyway, I've only got Spider-Man 2 on my desk. Yeah, so if you have the disc, you can play it, but if you don't, you can't. Unless you have it bought on Xbox 360 or PS3. I think Peter will die in the third game. Yep. I pray that they bring back the original Peter Parker face because Ben Jordan don't work for me. He doesn't match Yuri's voice, and John's face has more expression, especially at the final battle with Ock. Yeah, I agree. I prefer the old face model, but at the end of the day, I'm not really too bothered. It's the same character, isn't it? If the game is short enough, I'm 100% going to do what I did with Miles Morales and complete it in a day, mainly out of excitement. Yeah, I have that fear as well, but I don't think it will be that short. I think it will be at least 20 hours long, which is, I think, the length of the first game. Let me just have a look, actually. How long is Marvel's Spider-Man 1? Marvel Spider-Man 1 is 17 hours in length. Just the main objectives. So the main story is 17 hours. And it takes 34 and a half hours to attain 100% completion. Okay. So let's look up how long is Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm gonna guess this is about 10 hours. Maybe like 8 to 10 hours. Okay, so the main story is 7.5 hours for Miles Morales. So it is basically just a glorified DLC in length terms. Because obviously the game feels longer than that. The game feels like it did loads with the characters. But 7.5 hours. So I reckon this game will probably be about 20, 25 hours, maybe even 30. It will be about 20, 25 hours, probably. So yeah. I had it on Xbox. Yeah, it was good. It was a good game. You can just emulate. What you don't emulate though. That's illegal. Wonder if Doc Ock is in Spider-Man 2. I think the game will be stacked. The game will be stacked. 37 hours to 100% the original Spider-Man. It took me 6 months. Yeah. It takes a while. Do you think you'll get to play as MJ? Probably Ganky if you have bigger role. Yeah, you'll get Ganky and MJ missions. I like the Ganky and MJ missions. It'll be about 55 hours to 100%. Yeah, probably about 55 hours to be about 50, 60 hours to 100%. You're looking at about 20, 25 hours full gameplay, maybe even 30. But yeah. Yeah, so Ganky and MJ. I like the Ganky and MJ missions, or the MJ missions. Is Ganky on a mission? I forgot. Did Ganky have missions in Miles Morales? I don't think he did. Either way, if they do Ganky missions, I like those missions. I like the MJ and Ganky missions. And a lot of people don't, but the reason why I like them is because I think it breaks up the gameplay. So, okay, here's the thing. I know people hate not playing as Spider-Man. I get that. But when you're playing as Spider-Man the whole time, if you get to play as a civilian and you get to take it a bit slower, I think it makes you appreciate being Spider-Man more. So it kind of breaks up the gameplay. So it could. The thing is, if it wasn't there to break up the gameplay, the game would be way too fast, and then people would complain about pacing. People would complain about how it's just tiring, just swinging all the time, just doing that 24/7, fighting. It's too quick. People would complain about pacing, but it breaks the game up into sections where when you get to play as MJ or Ganky, yeah, it's grueling at the time. But then once you get back into Spider-Man, it's all the more rewarding because you're like, yes, I'm back as Spider-Man. I feel powerful again. And I think that's the purpose of them. And I like them for that reason. I finished the entire Spider-Man 1 in less than a month. Yeah, I finished Marvel Spider-Man 1 in 3 days. I finished Marvel Spider-Man 1 in 3 days when I first got it. I relentlessly played it. I didn't stop. I relentlessly played Marvel Spider-Man 1. Miles Morales took me 4 days, but obviously when Marvel Spider-Man 1 came out, I was in high school, so I had loads of free time. I didn't have any other responsibilities. I basically just played the game all day, every day. But with Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, obviously it came out when I had a job. I was at university. I was a little bit busier. So Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, I completed in about 4 days. So yeah, I thought it's cool that if you get to play with the characters beside Peter, it gives them more to do. Yeah, exactly. Dang says, cool, man. If you want to play as a citizen, just do a no swinging challenge. That'll without make you like swinging more. Yeah, I mean, but that's boring. That's what I mean. Like, obviously, when you have the ability to swing, you just do it, right? But yeah. It's gonna be a fun game. I can't wait for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Like, oh my god, was that amazing? That was incredible. Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap up here. Yeah, so sorry that obviously an actual video didn't come out today, but I thought since we're probably gonna get a trailer or some sort of gameplay, I decided to do this stream instead. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. Yeah, it looked really good. If you want to play it, yeah, oh, we read that one. This game will be so insane. I hope Wolverine makes a cameo. He could do. Anyway, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. A usual video will come on Saturday, and if you are a member of the channel, which by the way you can get for just 99 pence a month, it's not even a quid, just 99 pence, every single video early. So the video that comes out on Saturday, you'll get it early. Anyway, I beat Spider-Man Miles Morales in 2 days, says King Jackson. Jay says the design for Lizard was pretty interesting. Guess they went for the TASM1 route and not include the lab coat. Yeah. Have a good day, Lewis, says Daniel's Word. Thank you very much. Have a good day to you as well. And thank you, everyone, for watching. I do appreciate the continued support on the channel. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already, because we're going to be posting many Marvel Spider-Man 2 videos over the coming weeks and the coming months until the release. Make sure to like this video and also make sure to subscribe. I just mentioned that. I'm really bad at outros when they're not scripted. Join the members club. if you haven't already. Early access, like I said. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care and peace.